Good morning. This is Carmen-maria Mandley of Tennessee's Shakespeare Company. Welcome back to the Decameron Project. The date, April 3rd. The theme is truth. On this day in 1957, Allen Ginsberg's Howl and Other Poems was being tried for obscenity. About 900 copies of the work had been confiscated. In Shigmiro and Lawrence Ferlinghetti were arrested for publishing and distributing it, and the judge took a week to figure out his verdict. And in that week, he also read the banned Ulysses. When the judge came back, he deemed Howl not obscene. He said, "An author should be real in treating his subjects to be allowed to express his thoughts and ideas in his own words." Many people fought for Allen Ginsberg and for City Lights Press during this time, and many writers and poets benefited greatly from the win and were let out of the obscenity jail and published after it. Poetry is everything to me, and I'm so happy to celebrate this joyous anniversary with you. I'm going to read a little bit of Howl to you. It's from the second part of Howl, which features Moloch. And Moloch in the Bible was a Canaanite monster figure who people sacrificed their children into his fire. And Allen Ginsberg likens Moloch to industrial civilization. And this is what he says. What sphinx of cement and aluminum bashed opened their skulls and ate up their brains and imagination? Moloch, solitude, filth, ugliness, ash cans, and unobtainable dollars. Children screaming under the stairways, boys sobbing in armies, old men weeping in the parks. Moloch, Moloch, nightmare of Moloch. Moloch the loveless, mental Moloch, Moloch the heavy judger of men, Moloch the incomprehensible prison, Moloch the crossbones soulless jailhouse and congress of sorrows, Moloch whose buildings are judgment, Moloch the vast stone of war, Moloch the stunned governments, Moloch whose mind is pure machinery, Moloch whose blood is running money, Moloch whose fingers are 10 armies, Moloch whose breast is a cannibal dynamo, Moloch whose ear is a smoking tomb, Moloch whose eyes are 1,000 blind windows, Moloch whose skyscrapers stand in the long streaks like endless Jehovah's, Moloch whose factories dream and croak in the fog, Moloch whose smokestacks and antennae crown the cities, Moloch whose love is endless oil and stone, Moloch whose soul is electricity and banks, Moloch whose poverty is the specter of genius, Moloch whose fate is a cloud of sexless hydrogen, Moloch whose name is the mind. There are many times in Shakespeare and in life when women are asked to be silent, to hold their peace, to go to bed. Calpurnia speaks truth to Julius Caesar, her husband, because she cannot hold it in any longer. Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There's one within recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought upon the clouds in ranks and squadrons and right forms of war, which drizzled blood upon the Capitol. The noise of battle hurtled in the air, horses did neigh, and dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. O Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them. Caesar ultimately dismissed Calpurnia's message and went his way to the Senate on the Ides of March. We love you. Stay safe. Talk to a loved one. And goodbye for now.